season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Takes it at the 7. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And Lewis has it, the tight end. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll try and run here with Swift. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On second down, Swift.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
And that play was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Here's Goff. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
And Corral will throw it. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. The Panthers at 500, 7-7 on the year. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Fakes the handoff here. Corral
Steps away.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Goff a handoff here to Swift.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. From the gun, here's Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit.
DeAndre Swift.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Now Corral.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now Gould for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because This has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Here's Corral on first down.
Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Panthers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
On the play fake, Corral.
Out to his left.
And once again, this is Sanders.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays, your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Meanwhile, Corral's throw here on target to Hurst.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he's got room. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And some room to maneuver. There he goes left side.
And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Play action. It's Goff. Man open. Here is Jones. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he's got some space here.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Goff now looks to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jason Kabinda. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
On first down, it's Corral.
Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down.
Corral sets up play action.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Fourth down, here's Corral.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Corral to throw, 1st and 10.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Off the play fake. Here's Corral.
Flushed out right. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Well, this is up and good from Pinheiro.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
On the move to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Off play action. Here's Corral.
And this is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, Corral. He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Back to throw, Corral.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
After the sack on first down, Corral. And now here is another interception.
And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Now on 2nd and 13. Corral. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Tackled by the corner, C.J. Henderson.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Once again, it's Swift.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
95 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. And complete to Lewis over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And am I seeing this correctly? They brought out the field goal team here on first down. The kick by Gold is good, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. There are 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And now here's another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 3rd down, here's Corral.
It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
4th down, Corral looking to throw it.
He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down. And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here. Play action here, Corral. And Sharp hauls it in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43.
A handoff, Swift running to the left.
The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And a good push there. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd down, here comes Swift.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
That's taken on the 25. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Back to throw, Corral.
toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
Corral with it. First down here.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
On the play fake, Corral.
The ball comes out. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here.
First down. Here's Corral with it.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They go back to the ground with Sanders. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Corral looking to throw.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Corral.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
112 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Throwing on 3rd. Goff.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
A big play there for Detroit. 48 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Swift.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Lions, the wins have been hard to come by, but they get one here to move to 4-11 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago.